Hi everyone, and welcome to Creative Cakes by Sharon. Well, with St. Patrick's Day just around the corner, I thought I'd share with you my inside surprise shamrock cake. This is a really fun and surprisingly easy little treat that you can put together to impress your Irish friends on St. Patrick's Day. So let's get started. Today I'll be using 2 store-bought cake packets, and I need to first prepare 1 packet of cake mixture following the directions on the box. Once everything has been mixed together, I need to add some green food colouring to the mixture. Now the cake batter is ready to pour into my pan, which I've already greased and lined. I'm also going to tap it on the bench and agitate it a little to level out the batter and get rid of any air bubbles. Then it's off to bake in the oven. While the green cake batter is baking in the oven, I'm going to prepare the second packet of cake mix again, following the directions on the pack. So now I have my green cake, which has come out of the oven and cooled down. I've also printed off a few templates of a shamrock, or as I used to call them when I was little, a 3-leaf clover. And you can see that the template fits nicely into my pan, allowing plenty of room around the edges for a border. So what I need to do now is cut the cake into about 1-inch thick slices. Place my templates onto each piece of cake and cut around them. If you have a shamrock cookie cutter at home, that would be perfect to use for this, but I didn't, so that's why I've printed out this template. And that's the beauty of these cakes, is that you can design these to have any pattern or shape that you want. All you need to do is think of a fun design and print it off. For this particular cake, I'm going to actually reuse all of the off-cut pieces of cake, but first I need to remove the outer edges. Once I have them all in a bowl, I'm going to crumble the cake using a fork until I'm left with a bowl of fine cake crumbs. I'm almost ready to start assembling my inside surprise shamrock cake, but first I need to trim off the outer edge of the first slice of cake and then carefully place each slice into the centre of the cake tin, which once again has been greased and lined. In order to make sure the shamrocks don't move out of place at this stage, I'm going to use some wooden skewers to keep them in place. Then all I need to do is carefully pour my second batch of cake batter around the shamrocks and fill the tin, leaving a gap of about 1/2 inch. Then once again it's off to the oven, and this time the cake batter is not going to take very long to cook at all, so make sure you keep an eye on it, as we're only cooking the outer edge of cake. While the cake is cooking in the oven, I'm just going to prepare a little bit of simple icing using some powdered icing sugar, some food colouring and some water. And I'm just going to gradually add the water until I get a nice runny consistency. Now I've got my cake here, which has come out of the oven and cooled, and it's sitting on a cake wire rack, which is on top of some baking paper and a baking tray. And I'm just going to pour over the icing which I prepared, letting it run all the way down the sides to get a nice smooth coating over the entire cake. Then I'm going to sprinkle some of the cake crumbs over the top of the cake and pat them down nice and firmly. Then pour the rest of the cake crumbs onto a fresh sheet of baking paper and roll the cake on its sides in the cake crumbs so that it's got a nice coating all around the edges. I also need to make sure that I pour a little bit more of the icing onto the bottom of the cake and cover that also with cake crumbs. The cake needs to go and sit in the fridge now for about 2 hours to really firm up and set, but before I do that I'm just going to give it one last press nice and firmly on all of the edges to seal in any of the loose crumbs. So here I've got my cake and it's been chilling in the fridge for about 2 hours and it's really nice and firm, and I can cut into it to reveal the surprise shamrock inside. So guys, I hope this tutorial was fun and made you want to do a happy little Irish jig. Don't forget to give it a like and let me know in the comments what other designs you might like to use this technique for. Make sure you're subscribed to my channel so you don't miss any of my creative cake tutorials. If you do recreate any of my cakes or recipes, make sure to share them with me. I'd love to see them, and you can catch me on Facebook, Pinterest, Instagram and Twitter. I hope everyone has a very happy St. Patrick's Day, and as always, thanks for watching.